Welcome to another edition of Autogeek Show Car Garage here in Stuart, Florida. I'm your host, Mike Phillips, and today I'm going to show you how to correctly use detailing clay to clay your car's paint and remove any above surface bonded contaminants off the finish, like overspray paint, tree sap mist, industrial fallout, and other airborne pollutants. When working on your car, there are 5 basic steps to follow as it relates to maintaining your car's exterior finish. These are Step 1, washing and drying. Step 2, surface prep. Surface prep is 2 different procedures. One is removing what we call above surface bonded contaminants like overspray paint or tree sap mist. The other part of surface prep is removing what we call below surface defects like swirls and scratches. Step 3 is polishing to a high gloss. This is done after the major defects have been removed. Step 4 is sealing the paint with a coat of wax or a paint sealant. This is the step that protects the paint and maximizes the depth and gloss and brings out the full richness of color. And then Step 5, maintaining the finish using what we call spray detailers or spray-on waxes. And you use these in between a normal car wash and a normal application of wax or a paint sealant. Today, we're going to take a look at how to use detailing clay, which is part of the surface prep step. The surface prep step includes removing defects that are on top of the surface and removing defects below the surface. An example of a defect on top of the surface would be overspray paint or tree sap mist. An example of a defect below the surface would be a scratch or swirls and water spots. While a lot of people think choosing the best wax is the secret to creating a show car finish, it's actually the results you achieve during the surface prep steps that determine your final results. If you don't remove the defects during the surface prep steps, the defects will still be there when you wipe off the wax. So the surface prep steps are actually the most important steps of all when we talk about creating a true show car finish. When it comes to the 2 different types of procedures in the surface prep step, the question often comes up, do you clay first or do you remove the swirls and scratches first? The answer is you remove the contaminants off the surface first using detailing clay. This gets them out of the way so you can then go after and remove any swirls, scratches, or water spots that are below the surface. That's where detailing clay comes into play. Detailing clay is a synthetic type of pliable, moldable clay that contains a special type of abrasive that will remove the contaminants that are bonded like glue onto the paint, but they're not the kind of abrasives that'll put scratches into the paint. So detailing clay is completely safe to use on even the most delicate clear coat finishes. The first thing you want to do is inspect your car's finish to see if there are any above surface bond contaminants that need to be removed. And to do this, you need to first wash and dry the car. To inspect the finish, you're going to feel the paint on the horizontal surfaces with your clean hand, and you don't want any loose dirt or road grime on the paint while you're inspecting. So before inspecting, you want to be sure to thoroughly wash and dry the car. Our demo car today is a classic 1966 Mustang convertible. Originally, this car came with what's called a single-stage paint system, but this car has been repainted using a modern base coat clear coat paint system, which is the type of paint used on 99.9% of all new cars, trucks, and SUVs. So while this is a classic car, it has the same type of paint that new cars, trucks, and SUVs have, and that likely means the car in your garage. While the paint looks clean, when I inspect the paint by feeling with my sense of touch, I can feel little bumps on the surface. And remember, we've already washed and dried this car, so whatever these little bumps are, they didn't wash off. And that's what I was talking about earlier. That is, some airborne contaminants, after they land on your car's finish, if they're not removed in a short period of time, they will bond to your car's paint and stick just like glue and simply won't wash or wipe off. Another way you can check your car's paint is to place your hand inside a sandwich baggie like this and feel the paint. The plastic film will increase your sensitivity and make it dramatically easier to feel contaminants still present after washing and drying. If you feel any type of little bumps or surface texture, this is a strong indicator that you need to use detailing clay to clay your car's paint. Using detailing clay to remove the above surface bonded contaminants will restore a smooth surface and thus will restore a glossy looking finish. Besides gloss, claying your car's paint will enable your choice of wax or paint sealant to bond better to the paint. One of the most common questions I get asked is, how long will a coat of wax last? Now there's a lot of factors that affect how long a coat of wax will last, but the first part of the answer to the question is, how long a coat of wax will last depends upon how well the surface is prepared to accept the wax. You see, if your car has a layer of above surface bonded contaminants stuck onto the paint, then your choice of wax or paint sealant can't actually reach the paint where it can bond because the contaminants are in the way. So not only does claying restore a glossy, wet look to your car's paint, but it enables your choice of car wax or paint sealant to bond better so it will last longer and thus protect longer. Are you starting to see just how important the claying process can be to maintaining your car's finish? Now that we know why claying your car's paint is so important, let's talk about how clay works. Clay comes in different grades. The 4 primary grades are ultrafine, fine, medium, and aggressive. The aggressive clays are for the most part used by professionals in the body shop and the professional detailing industry. For most cars and most people, we can use what's called a fine grade, and that's what I have here. This is the Pinnacle Ultra Poly Clay, and it comes in a plastic container with a cellophane wrapper to keep it clean before use. You remove the cellophane wrapper and then knead the clay into a patty, kind of like a small pancake. A good working size equals about 4 inches in diameter. By creating a round patty of clay with a diameter of about 4 inches, you'll have a patty that spans the width of your fingers and you'll have a large enough surface to actually clay the